That's right. The people that run the show in Vegas just admitted that Vegas isn't made for you anymore. And in this video, we're going to prove it with their own words and explain why it is as it is. It all stems from this article that reads, Downtown Las Vegas casinos leaders say city is far from dead. These guys are mad. They're mad because people like me and other creators have been talking about how ridiculously expensive the city's been getting. They even say it right here. We thought a lot of the news media and social media were over-reporting the overcharging and pricing and affordability of Las Vegas in general, and we didn't like that message. And when you don't like the message, you try to change it by telling everybody it's fine. It's called gaslighting and it's a psyop, and we made a video about this the other day. But it gets worse. They do admit the K-shaped economy is in full force. You need to understand what that is. This will only take about 10 seconds. The K-shaped economy is where many of you guys feel things aren't quite right. Before 2019, things in America were a little more equal. But since then, if you haven't been in the top 10%, then you are seeing your money get less purchasing power. You're seeing your life on the decline while everybody else on the upper part of the K, see, it's a giant K if I draw it out, they're seeing everything great for them. Vegas has been catering to the upper part of the K for the last year and a half, 2 years. Here's the proof. The head of hospitality for Circus said that they have seen the impact of the emerging K-shaped economy. Executives downtown say that they are seeing shifting travel patterns, a widening K-shaped economy, and growing concerns about the city's rising prices. Wall Street loves a K-shaped economy because statistically speaking, the top 10% of all the earners are propping up the entire economy with their spending. Going viral today, Las Vegas is an absolute scam. American shows what it costs to order a pizza at MGM Grand. Just a basic cheese pizza is over $47. These people drop that in a heartbeat. And they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but that's a lie, and I'm about to show you why. Nevada's once affordable housing market now reflects national trends of rising costs. Key takeaway: prices have quadrupled since the 1990s. Mortgage delinquencies increase in the fourth quarter of 2025. Do you know who doesn't care about this? These people right here. They know how to take advantage of this right here. I actually teach this to people, and it can make them thousands of dollars relatively easy. I'll show you that in a minute. Many markets that were hotbeds for activity like Vegas and Texas have falling rents, but all over where most of the people in the country live, things are getting worse and worse. Median rents go up 5% in Virginia Beach, the Bay Area, Chicago, St. Louis. And if you think the solution is just, well, we're going to build more new homes, it's not the solution. People aren't buying those either. January new home sales plunged to the lowest pace since 2022. Sales of newly built homes in January dropped 17.6%. Now, if you knew how to trade this stuff, you guys would have money in your pockets. A lot of people do. Actually, what a great time for a really quick sponsor break. That's me and my sponsor product. Now, come here real fast. I want to share a secret with you that millions of people already know, but you just lack the knowledge. If you were in my course 1K a day, you'd know exactly why I drew this yellow line here. You'd also know that if these green bars get bigger than the yellow line and you click the blue button, something magical happens. Check this out. Look at that. You made $195. But if you waited another 4 minutes, $975. And that took you 15 or 20 minutes a day to figure out. So if it would help you guys out to learn how to possibly put $1,000 a day away, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to click the link in the pinned comment down below. But check this out. The price is $249. I had to raise the price. I've been telling you I was going to do it. It's supposed to be $299. I managed to convince them to make it $249. But for the first few people that click the link, I think I have 10 spots available. You're going to get the course for $249. That's all you'll ever pay. It's the final price. I add to it all the time. So get in before the slots go away. Look, click buttons, click digits, stay in it 2 minutes more. It's worth $1,300. Because getting back into it, we have another report on the housing market. New report shows that rental housing remains unaffordable across the United States. It's a magic number. It's like renters spending more than 30% of their incomes in housing in 2024, as the construction pace for multifamily developments has slightly slowed. We just showed you that it slowed down. and it just fell off a cliff. Now, we do have a positive spin on things, maybe. Let me show you. U.S. households' net worth rose 2.2 trillion to a record of 184.1 trillion in Q4, but that's from equity holdings. That's from like the $1,300 you could make off this chart if you were in my course. Honestly, I don't know if we're entering into a bear market. So the only line that matters on this chart is the 200 moving average. That's the blue line right here. If these bars get underneath the 200 and this 200 starts to slope the other way, we're heading into something called a bear market. That's where people start to see the value of their 401k get evaporated and they start wondering if they should cash out early and sit on their cash. That's no small feat. It's very hard to do that. And then we have the real estate value that slipped by $347 billion with weak housing markets and borrowing for consumers. That's credit card debt and car debt. That's up 3.3%. But Fortune is reporting that the national debt just crossed $39 trillion. So the government's not running out of money anytime soon because they're spending yours. It's almost doubled since the new guy took office. But leave me a comment. I vowed to read the best comment from my previous video on my next video. So tell me, do you think that the new guy is doing great? Do you think he's not doing great? Be civil in the comments, please. So now let's get to a few of your comments. We have Ain't Just Shoes saying that the USA doesn't buy fertilizer from the rest of the world, just oil. My argument yesterday being that food inflation is coming. World Bank said globally food is up. I believe if this goes on long enough, 10% price on food, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's going to crush you. Good point, they don't, but it's an open market thing. Let me show you. This is a farmer's report from Omaha. Higher fertilizer prices are here. Average retail prices for all 8 of the major fertilizers were higher last month during the second week of March. You can see the price here where 2026 has just spiked up through the roof. This is because in the United States, we have everything on the open market. Yes, you know, we produce so much oil in the United States, we're a net exporter. You'd think that our gas prices should be lower, but because we compete on a global scale, what happens over there affects prices over here. And the same goes for fertilizer. So food going up 10, 15% food inflation if the Iran conflict continues? Possibly. Next up, we have Stephen Tanner, who says that my voice makes him cringe. Well, the good news is my voice makes me cringe too, and you don't have to edit your videos like I do. I end up recording about an hour and then I condense it and cut out as much as I can. Sorry about my voice. God gave me a voice. This is the one I got. We have Bob Thompson here talking about the difference between Vegas and other markets. And he goes on to say, Vegas casinos aren't desperate for customers like AC Atlantic City. Compare the offers for comps at MGM and Caesars. They aren't offering any comps on their calendars for Vegas, but they're giving it Atlantic City. Tells me that Vegas casinos aren't desperate, while AC Atlantic City is desperate. Very insightful comment, very interesting. It all leads into the reasons why people may not be coming to Vegas. So leave me a comment. It can be on, you know, whether you think the new guy's doing a good job or not. I'm not getting into that fray. I'm going to stay on the sidelines, but I'd love to hear what you have to say. Next video, I'll pick 2 or 3 comments, I'll read them, and I will respond to them. Be sure to come back tomorrow. We're going to be unwrapping the venture capital bubble, which Vegas casino operators are firmly entrenched in. This will change the landscape of Vegas forever. I will reveal all in tomorrow's video, and I'll update you on the global news too. As a personal favor to me, if you're enjoying this format, please let me know. It's really important because I have lived my whole life with severe anxiety. They say whatever your parents go through, your mother in particular, permeates through the womb and into your brain as you develop. And my mother was going through a tough time when she was pregnant with me. And as such, it's been really tough in the last few weeks or months. I've seen lots of people who like the format and some people that just are abandoning me because I'm not talking about buffets on the strip. I will be out streaming very, very soon. So as we change and morph and get ourselves more into economics, if you're just browsing through, do subscribe. I do updates like this where I combine and wrap everything up several times a week. As I said earlier, there's some videos floating around my head. Commenting, liking, subscribing, and clicking those videos, it lets the algorithm know that they should give me to more people. There's a lot of people that don't know about me that are into the news. And with that, sincerest from my heart, opening up about what I'm going through with the channel, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until the next time, just keep swimming.